In today's video, I have a bad feeling about missing details. On the other hand, I have an issue with redundant details. I cut the cockpit canopy with a razor saw. Something feels off here. I fill and remove negative rivet lines. Consequently, I make new but positive rivets. And lastly, I paint minor weathering. Hello fellow modelers! Local army recently bought these lovely US helicopters and I must have one in my collection, only slightly smaller. The DreamModel is sole manufacturer making this kit in 7:2 scale. It contains straightforward instruction manual and few parts. At the first glance, the kit looks fantastic. Lovely sharp details, and included are also metal parts. The cockpit canopy could be cleaner, because it contains impurities. Okay, let's start with model assembly. There are seatbelts made from metal parts, which are lovely, and I use super glue for gluing. I am covering the ugly ejector pin marks with a plastic sheet. It is easier than using putty. I know, it is 7:2 scale, but even so, we can improve details with lead wires. You mostly ask why to use toxic lead. This material is nicely soft and flexible. Instead, you can try use tin, but it usually contains 30% of lead and is more expensive. If you are sensitive, try to use gloves. As you can see, there are many exposed wires and pipes. I am trying to make at least some. The cockpit canopy is available only in closed version. It's kinda shame. Okay, no problem for a razor saw fan. Essential is to put less pressure on the plastic, because it's very fragile and could easily crack. I also consider opening the front one, but the risk of cracks was too high. The kit fitting is relatively nice. The only air intake has brown seam lines and there will be essential to use the putty. Oh no, I have a bad luck with this kit. As you can see, one gun barrel is badly molded, and if you have the same issue, then you can use a hypodermic needle as a replacement. However, I used spare parts from the Venom kit that contains the same sprues. The end of the gun barrel is too short and the plastic is thick. I am removing excess plastic with a sharp blade and replacing the gun barrel with a hypodermic needle. Excellent is that the needle is hollow. The DreamModel simplified gun construction from the bottom side. It has a wrong shape and no details whatsoever. Essential is to again remove excess plastic. And consequently is suitable to fill empty hole with a machine gun. I have lovely 3D printed Gatling gun from Fallout, so I use at least some parts from it. I know, it is not the best result, but the better than the kit. The whole bottom section looks quite off. According to documentation, I must recreate a few details. Good for deep details are thin drill bits for microelectronic boards. The first plan was to create a simple model with a minor, essential improvements. But then I visited a local airshow and saw a Viper in real. And you can guess that it was a mistake. Conclusion is that the whole model is entirely wrong and I must correct it. So the deep negative rivets must be gone. I am filling them with a diluted Tamiya basic putty for plastic, therefore I can apply it with a brush. I use for dilution leveling thinner. In any case, I recently achieved better results with a black flexible superglue. I also tried polyester putty, but the superglue is more straightforward to use. I highly recommend cleaning complex shapes before when it dries. You can use ordinary needle. I made minor changes on the surface, therefore is handy to unify all with a primer, also it reveals imperfections. I noticed more missing details. The helicopter has some drop-shaped holes under the tail wings. I am trying to indicate the holes with a thin drill bit. I am creating raised details from styrene profiles. I have boards of different thicknesses and cutting needed shapes from them. So more details. Some mesh cooling intakes are included in the kit, but not all of them. They are missing primarily on the tail and from the bottom. I use stainless mesh for filtration. I have a bad feeling that something is wrong here. No, I'm not wrong. The kit is wrong. The shape of the engine cover should be beveled, not sharp. The light will be better from transparent plastic. I highly recommend removing the ugly plastic exhaust pipe and replace it with a metal tube. The size and shape need to be corrected. Last but not least, you can thin down flight sensor or replace it with a styrene profile. The funny part is here. Let's create rivets. I have never tried this technique, so this model is small experiment for me again. I recently got for testing nice positive rivet lines made by Quinta Studio. They have many sizes for different scales. I like them, so I also purchased special double and triple lines. I hope that it could save some time. I have rivets for 72 scale, but the real machine has bolts and rivets quite pronounced, as you can see. So I rather decided to use the rivets in 48, 42 and 24 scales. And yes, 24 scale rivets are large for 72 scale planes, but not for helicopters. The rivets are printed on the clear film, therefore I must smooth them with decals chemicals. The setter allows easier manipulation on the surface. It usually takes some time to correct position of the rivets. Suppose you have more rivets in line. You can simply cut out the excess rivets with a sharp hobby blade. Please do not throw them away, even 1 or 2 rivets have some use. The double or triple lines is a perfect idea, because it makes the whole process less painful. I use white rivets because the black ones were sold out, just for your curiosity. I had a small problem. Bolts around the engine have a large gap, so I was forced to split the line to single rivets and place them one by one. It is fun in 72 scale, and all without magnifying glass. I will probably buy some for the next project. I am glad that I realized another kid mistake before the rivets application. The tail access doors should be only on the left side. I must say one thing. The kit is not perfect and many details are simplified or missing. However, don't let that discourage you. Take it as a starting point and use your creativity to fill in the gaps. There is always room for improvements and your unique touches will make it truly yours. I am glad that the helicopter model does not have wings, because I was tired even after this. Even so, the result is phenomenal and I will use this technique in the future. The last step is to seal the lines of a decal softener. You can cut out your masks to clean cockpit parts from masking tape. There need to be buttons or rather the whole control panel, so I am trying to paint at least some details with a white paint. The whole cockpit has only grey and black shades, but you can add accumulated dirt or dust with a highly diluted acrylic paint or add some scratches. It seems to me that the kit is somehow incomplete and unfinished. There are indicated holes for details like this pitot tube, which you must make by yourself. I removed exhaust pipe because the shape and size were wrong. Now I'm making a new one from copper tube and placing it obliquely. Engine exhaust has pronounced seam lines and is weird looking, therefore it's good to add details from styrene profiles. Now I must paint it before correcting and improving more things. I decided on an interesting grey marine camouflage with badass teeth and iron cross. Perfect for masking is black masking putty from AK or MIG. The top section should be painted with a grey-blue shade, and I found almost precise shade, which is Soviet light blue ATM7. I am painting pan lines and rivet lines with a grey-brown shade. I am trying to make the surface less uniform with it. The last step before applying the decals is soft layer of a clear varnish. It will improve the decal setting quality. If you use a strong decals chemicals, then the film will nicely copy underneath decals. Primarily, I want the rivets visible. Okay, I know that the real machine is nicely clean during the airshow, but for me, it isn't exciting. I like playing with the colors and trying to make the model looks after some use or action. Basically, I like dirt. You can check out cool pictures of how dirty the machine could be. Before we start, it's essential to unify the model with a matte varnish. The oil paint holds better on this type of surface. I do not use weathering products because I like fresh stuff without impurities. Therefore, I mix my own wash from brown and black oil paint and odorless thinner. I am applying the wash around the rivets and details. Now let it dry partially for 5 or 10 minutes. Now I can start smoothing and blending the result. The accumulated dirt is making too much strong color contrast. Therefore, I am partially wiping it with a clear thinner. I found that the small dirt dots can actually change the look of the surface by editing texture and depth. It's amazing how something so small can make such a big difference. Now I'm spraying accumulated dirt from exhaust. I use dark brown highly diluted acrylic paint. The kit contains only training Hellfire rockets, so I modified them slightly. I cut out the tip and added clear one from 2-component epoxy putty. Also, I made new lights and position lights from residual plastic sprue. I heated the clear sprue with a lighter and pushed the hot plastic to a metal template. The tail rotor looks so fragile. One bolt or rod cracks and the whole machine goes down. The kit is in the section simplified, so I'm trying to improve it again. I thought it would be an easy and funny kit to build, but it turned out to be quite challenging and time-consuming project. However, I am happy to say that the positive rivets helped elevate the final model. I even added some extra details to make it look more like a larger scale model, though I definitely missed some things. I hope you forgive me. If you are interested in making this model in 72 scale, I say go for it. It's a great opportunity to try some new things and challenge yourself. But if you are not too concerned about the size, I highly recommend beautiful kit from Academy in 35 scale. And it will be cheaper, because the positive rivets I used for this model cost more than the kit itself. Anyway, that is all. I hope you like the result just a little bit. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Here are the finished sharp teeth.